In the wake of Superman Day, James Gunn just posted a photo from the set of Man of Tomorrow. Cameras are officially rolling, and in one single photo he's already told us that Lex Luthor starts the film in prison, that Brainiac is part of the film's official logo, and there's a chessboard that probably means something more than you think. We're breaking this image down and so much more news in this week's Superman Homepage Live. Let's go. Hello everyone and welcome to Superman Homepage Live, brought to you by supermanhomepage.com, the number one Superman site in the world. My name is Steve Eunice. I've got a bit of a chest thing happening today, so I've got a bit of a croaky throat. Apologies for the sound and any coughing I might do, but the show must go on, as they say, and I am joined this week, as always, by my two good friends, Michael Bailey. Hello, Michael.
Hey, Steve.
And Mark Lax. G'day, Mark.
Hello, gentlemen.
How are we both tonight?
Doing okay.
Yeah, very good.
Not in jail yet.
We missed last week's show. Unfortunately, had a death in the family. My uncle passed away, and the funeral was right on that day at the same time. So, unfortunately, couldn't get the show going last week. But we are back this week. Chest problems notwithstanding, to power through the week of Superman news, and it's a heavy docket tonight. We've got so much on the list to discuss tonight, but we like to get out some of the housekeeping stuff out of the way. First and foremost, I want to thank our Superman homepage champions, the people who keep this show free for everyone. I want to thank Douglas Meacham, John Patrick Van Pelt, Tina Murray, Rick and Tanya Schutzow. Thank you so much for your support of this show. And if you'd like to join those folks and have your name read out at the beginning and end of every Superman Homepage Live broadcast, then all you have to do is go to the join button there on YouTube. There are different levels of membership with different levels of perks, or you could go to patreon.com/Superman Homepage. But we want to also let you know that tonight we might not have time because we've got so much to talk about, but we do sometimes take live callers. And if you want to become part of the show, Michael has all the details on how you do that.
We'll do it really quick this week. supermanhomepage.com/live. Press the call now button or use the QR code right beside me. If you are using your laptop or desktop to watch the show and you're using an external speaker to do that, please mute that if you come onto the show because we're on a bit of delay and that could screw things up. And if you're going to use your smartphone, please use your headsets or your AirPods because speakerphone doesn't work. There you go.
Wow. You've done that before, haven't you?
A couple of times, yes.
Very good. And look, if you're too shy and you don't want to get on the phone, or we just don't have time tonight, then feel free to participate in the comments. We are live across Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube tonight. Michael, Mark, and I can see any questions or comments you might have and react to them as the show goes on. On YouTube, there are also super stickers and super thanks and gifts. If you want to donate to that, all you have to do is click the dollar symbol. A slider will appear on your screen. You decide on the dollar amount you're willing to donate, and we'll feature your comment or question live on the screen as the show goes along tonight. All right, well, let's get into the movie side of things like we always do. But before we get into movie side of things, this week we celebrated Superman Day. April 18th was the official Superman Day celebration. It is the anniversary of when Action Comics #1, the first issue of Superman's debut issue, when it first appeared on our shelves back in 1938. And DC were celebrating Superman Day across the world. There was a Los Angeles event at the Americana at the brand for a packed day of activities. They had a Daily Planet newsstand with free special edition newspapers, themed snacks and beverages, scratch-off cards for a chance to win prizes. And then there were tickets to the new Superman Experience Defenders Unite attraction, which is opening up this week at Warner Brothers Studios in Burbank. In Milan, in Italy, they had a pop-up event running across April 18th and 19th. And then there was in China, in Fuzhou, China, I guess that's how you pronounce it. They also had a Daily Planet newsstand and Superman photo ops at the Bubbling Boil Music Festival. So across the world, there were different things happening. How did you guys celebrate?
I worked. I And Saturdays are my long days, so I was at work from like 9:30 to 6:30. So no going to the comic shop or anything like that. I did release an episode of It All Comes Back to Superman, my third. I called it my second. It's actually my third annual Superman Day one, where I talked about all the Superman number ones and action number ones we've gotten over the years. But I had to live vicariously through the internet like usual.
Mm-hmm.
I worked.
As well.
I worked. Yeah, and usually I try to do something Superman, read an old comic or do something, and I didn't get to. So I too was on social media watching other people celebrating and putting up memes and things like that. So I enjoyed it as much as I could.
Well, there were also at your local comic book store, JP Rocha reminds me that there was free comic books across different titles celebrating Superman Day. Excuse me. Which was really good. There was some facsimile editions of Action Comics and Supergirl. So, yeah, there was plenty to get out and about to enjoy. But there were also heaps of videos, as you were saying, online that DC and Warner Brothers posted. Here's just a couple of them. There was James Gunn and the cast of the Superman movie and upcoming Man of Tomorrow and Supergirl also sent some messages out.
Happy Superman Day. It's the happiest day of the year.
Hi, I'm David Cornsweat, wishing you a happy Superman Day.
Hello, I'm Nicholas Holt, and I'm wishing you a very happy Superman Day. What do you do to celebrate?
Mostly hang out with you.
Happy Superman Day! Supes, what's up, bro? It's all about you, as usual.
Happy Superman Day. This year, we're including Supergirl and Krypto in our celebrations. We wear the same S.H.I.E.L.D., after all.
Happy Superman.
So that's just some of that video that they posted on different social media, which was great to see the cast involved. I liked how David Cornsweat and Nicholas Holt were like, well, what do you do? So he goes, well, spend it mostly with you. So that was quite funny.
Yeah, no, it was a cute message. I enjoyed most of what I saw on the internet.
Here was another one. No sound on this one, but they're showing the cover of Action Comics #1, which was obviously the issue that started it all. Then so that's really cool. Again, I can't play too much of that because of the music. And there was another one here. This one from the Superman Experience that I mentioned, and Defenders Unite at Warner Brothers Studios. And there's Skylar Gazondo participating in the interactive elements of that, which looks really cool. It's obviously jiggling around because obviously when you're wearing your glasses, it's very 3D or what have you, but that looks like a really cool experience, and whoever's there in Burbank gets to experience that. We'd love to hear from you and get your reactions to the experience itself.
Yeah, once again, living on the other side of the country means I can't do something. So it did look fun, though. I still think they're missing a trick by not doing like an Escape from Krypton ride at one of the theme parks, like one of those those 4D rides where you actually feel like you're going on the thing. But it seems like they included Supergirl in that thing too, so it's just like it's pretty immersive from what I can see.
Yeah, it looks fun.
Yeah, looks pretty cool. Will I ever experience something like that? Probably not, but it looks like fun, and everyone looked like they were having a good time. So.
Yeah, and here's one more video from the day.
I'm as human as anyone. I love, I get scared, I wake up every morning and despite not knowing what to do, I put one foot in front of the other and I try to make the best choices I can. I screw up all the time. But that is being human. And that's my greatest strength.
Nice compilation video there using quite a few of the different movies Superman to promote Superman Day and the message of Superman. So I think they really did a really good job of celebrating Superman Day, and happy that all these messages and videos were up there on social media, so everyone could enjoy April 18th, and it's a good time to be a Superman fan. I've seemed to say that quite a bit in these last couple of years.
Still weird.
Yeah, well.
Yes. All right.
Enjoy it while we can.
Yeah, Kenneth says the video was missing Tyler, though. Yeah, I think they're doing the live-action movie Superman in that compilation. Yeah. I didn't see Dean Cain, so there was no, obviously George Reeves wasn't in there, so it was just the live-action Superman from the movies, not from TV or any other versions. All right, looking at the movie side of things, James Gunn shared a new behind-the-scenes image of David Corenswet as Superman resting. Interesting photo. We're actually using it at the moment for our caption contest, but it seems to be from, obviously, the 2025 Superman film after the battle with the Kaiju, because he's got the battle-damaged suit on with the scorch marks and that on the costume. I'm guessing he's just kind of having a break in between takes.
Yeah.
Must be long
trying
days.
not to nap.
No, trying not to keep his eye. He's got matchsticks. If you zoom in, there are 2 matchsticks one on each eye to keep him open.
Well,
yeah, it seems nice and relaxed, No pressure. No pressure.
That's the first image they should have released. That would have, and nobody would have complained about this at all.
You know what? That would have been an interesting one too, because you couldn't really tell there also if there's the red trunks or not. You can see the belt, but that would have got like the Man of Steel one where he was in the shadows of that bank vault. Everyone was trying to determine whether or not there were any red trunks on that costume. So that would have been a very interesting release of an image. So yeah, there is that photo. So thank you to James Gunn for sharing that one. What else do we have? So there's been a lot of rumor and speculation about Man of Tomorrow. The Hollywood Reporter and Variety both announced that Adria Arjona, I think that's how you pronounce her name, had been cast in Man of Tomorrow, and they both had speculated that she was playing Maxima, although DC Studios had not confirmed the casting. But that seemed to be on par with what we've been thinking along those lines. A lot of people are still thinking that she may be cast as Wonder Woman, but we still haven't had official confirmation about her being cast in any role. But they said that earlier in the month in Atlanta, she had beat out Eva Dominici, Sydney Chandler, and Grace Van Patten for the role that she's been cast in.
I still think it would be weird to have Wonder Woman introduced here.
Mm-hmm.
It's not uncommon, if that's the case, if I had a nickel every time Wonder Woman was introduced in the second Superman film of a series, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it would have happened twice. But no, I love how everyone is so, like, everyone is convinced they're right, even though they disagree on what the ultimate thing is.
So these were the other women that she was up against for the role that she's been cast in. She's there on the left, and the other 3 there on the right.
Well, at least they went with like 4 women that look very different.
Well, they're getting, they've been cast, I guess, for their acting chops.
Yeah. A blonde Maxima.
We're still... Yeah. We're still speculating it's Maxima. I can't imagine who it would be. I'm assuming whoever she's playing is somebody that's a character that we that we know or are familiar with.
Well,
but
so in the comments, Mr. Matlock, who is John Patrick Van Pelt, is asking what's she known for? What is she? Well, I mean, interestingly, she's Jason Momoa's girlfriend, partner. So that's a pretty powerful couple there. But as far as what she's been, you might have seen her in. She was in the Star Wars series Andor. She's got an impressive resume that includes Hitman, Blink Twice, and Father of the Bride. And she's also set to star opposite Michael B. Jordan in the upcoming remake of the Thomas Crown Affair. So, yeah, that's a bit of her resume there.
At least she's busy.
yeah.
All right, so yeah, we'll wait to see if we receive confirmation about that. But another casting announcement came via another image that James Gunn posted on his social media accounts. This one showing James Gunn with some of his good friends, including obviously the Paolo Machidi, who is the guy who's the trainer for the actors. He's on the left. Editor Fred Raskin, so he's on James Gunn's immediate left. He is coming in to edit the film. Actor Stephen Blackett, or Stephen Blackett, who obviously plays Sidney Happerson in the DC universe. We saw him in Superman. And then on the very far right of that image, the man with the crazy hair there, that is, what's his first name? Andre Royo. He has been cast in some role for the film. A lot of people are speculating that it might be the Martian Manhunter. Others are saying it could be Emil Hamilton. I don't know what his role is, but he's a friend of James Gunn's. They've worked previously together. But we do know that James Gunn is a fan of Martian Manhunter. He's previously posted images of Chocos, which is the DCU's version of Oreos, which we know is Martian Manhunter's favorite snack. But what do we think of Andre Royo?
Once again, if I really was overly familiar with his work, I'd have more of an opinion. I've liked the casting thus far, so it's like one of those things where I'm good with whoever they choose at this point.
Yeah, I just, again, have no idea who he is. Everyone's going to be speculating, 100 different characters, and we'll see. I mean, immediately everyone's saying Martian Manhunter, and I don't know where Emil Hamilton came from, but that would be kind of cool, I think. As long as they didn't make him evil this time.
Kenneth in the comments is saying that he could be playing Simon Stagg. Cinema Blend floated the idea that it could be Bruno Mannheim or maybe Milton Fine, a character telepathically linked to Brainiac in some comic book stories. So there's speculation running wild about just who he is playing, but the fact that James Gunn included him in that photo is leading to lots of speculation. So there you have it. Now, speaking of speculation, James Gunn shared another interesting photo just today of this, announcing the fact that Man of Tomorrow has officially started filming as of today. Production has started. He shared this image, which is obviously a chessboard, which you can see there in the front of that is Lex Luthor's or Alexander Luthor's inmate ID card. He's obviously in Van Cull Department of Corrections. So that's interesting. But the chessboard led a lot of people to believe that perhaps they're using the whole idea of Superman and Lex playing chess in prison, which we've seen in some comic books. But there in the very far background, not next to the packet of crisps, is the slate board, the card thingo, and that has this logo on it.
It's a really neat logo. Also, I think we're officially now announcing the weekly feature might get arrested for trying to break into the studio that's down the street from his house. I just found out this happened, so obviously this week I did not get arrested.
Very good. Well, there's always time, Michael. The week is young.
I'm just saying, if I just don't show up one week, you all know what happened. Especially if Steve can't get in touch with my wife.
That's right. We'll know where you are, and we'll try to do a fundraiser to bail you out. Bailey's bail, we'll call it. But
Bailey's bail, yeah.
We obviously this logo is
Kickstarter.
GoFundMe page. We have here the combination of the Superman symbol along with the Brainiac symbol, the 3 nodes connected by lines. The symbol, again, this is just something that's been put on the, together. It looks a little bit more curvaceous than the original movie symbol. I don't know if that's going to be something that we see or if that's just the way they've done it for this particular clapperboard. But it is an interesting symbol, and whether or not we'll see this in the marketing material to see the 2 symbols merged in some capacity when they're promoting this film.
Yeah, I think the cool thing about that is it does provide different like T-shirt and other apparel ideas to market the film. I know we're supposed to be all getting excited about Supergirl, which, if you are, very cool. But this one has my attention a little bit more. And thank you, Celeste, that you will vouch for me. I'm sure if I rock up to the studio and say, Celeste said I could come in, that they would just open the doors. I'm going to try not to. They're tearing down a lot of wooded area around the studio, so I won't have as many places to hide, which I'm kind of working, but I'm going to work on it, and we'll see where it goes. Unless I get an invite, which is never going to happen. But if I don't put it out there in the world, it will never happen. So
Heath is offering to start a letter campaign to get all of the Superman podcasters a set visit. We tried our best for Superman in 2025. Yeah. We did a pretty, big push, and James Gunn just ignored us. But look, considering you're right down the road, he doesn't even have to put you up in a hotel.
I'm just saying, yeah, like they don't have to pay for anything. I am right here. The only thing I would need is to get the day off from work, I guess, which they could use as an excuse. But again, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So
exactly. Well, I got into Superman Returns in a similar way. They didn't have to put me up in a hotel and or fly me out here. So it's not a long shot. Hopefully,
it kind of is.
It is in a way, but
suddenly we should when you clip this for the socials, you should put in the thing of Chris Hemsworth from Thor Ragnarok with is it though? Is it?
Very good. So looking forward to getting more behind the scenes details on Man of Tomorrow. But until then, I was very happy to see today that Superman, the 2025 film, has rocketed back to the top of the HBO Max movie charts globally, racking up a score of 217 points on April 20th, which obviously is a reflection of them promoting Superman for Superman Day on April 18th, and 2 days later it's still gone back to the top of the movie global charts on HBO Max, which is great considering it's, it came out in September last year.
Yeah, I am constantly impressed that this film just keeps, it does not go away, which is something that, again, we're not used to. By this point, when Superman Returns came out, it was pretty much over. The DVD was out and the conversation was done. And I know it's a different world than it was 20 years ago, but the fact that it keeps, they could just, with a minimal bit of pushing, get it right back to number one is fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. I know quite a few people, Mark, who sat down to watch the 2025 Superman film as part of their Superman Day celebrations. They did a screening in Metropolis, Illinois, the home of Superman, to commemorate Superman Day. They played that in a like a public viewing.
Yeah, well, that's a great thing to do. To do it for everyone to be able to watch it at the same time, and when you said public, I mean, it wasn't they had to pay, or they did it like in a.
No, I think that's just something they put out there on the in the front of the Superman statue for fans to come watch
And anyone can come
on the
to
day.
see. That's a really great idea. That's a great way to celebrate it and keep the movie, and that's what part of it. What keeps the movie in in the conversation, doing things like that.
Yeah, exactly. All right. While we're still talking about the Superman movies, Rachel Brosnahan was a special guest on Wings of Death, which is it's actually called Hot Ones. Wings of Death was the episode of Hot Ones, where pretty much she tastes some hot chicken wings with scorching hot sauce, and while answering questions. Great way to kind of get your guests answering questions without really thinking about them, because all they can think about is how much their mouth is burning. But she had a little bit of this to say. I'm going to forward through it just to get to the Lois Lane part of it. Have a look at this.
Oh my God.
What was it about that role that hit so close to home?
She can be kind of obsessive. She can be kind of intense. I understand that. I think when I really care about something, I can also be kind of intense about it. I appreciate someone and, hope that I can do that myself, who will go to the ends of the earth for the things that they believe in.
Is it easier or harder?
So there you go. That's just a little bit of the interview. If you want to check it out in full, it is up on our website. And you can listen to Rachel Brosnahan talk about the role of Lois Lane, and I can see quite a few people, Mind the Gap, Kenneth Crowley Jr., all saying that Hot Ones is a very interesting and popular interview show. I had not heard of it before, but there you go.
I've seen clips from various ones. There's a couple different versions of this. I think I saw one where two actors interview each other, and if they don't want to answer the question, they bite into the hot wing. Because I was watching Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio do that. So, but no, I love that we're now at a point where Superman fans who are not aware of this show, it's going to get like because I saw clips of this all last weekend as well. So it's I kind of dig that.
That's cool. Mark, do you like hot sauce on your chicken wings?
I do not. I'm not a big fan of wings. I don't love very hot sauce. I like some spicy things, but not very hot sauce. I have seen, like Mike, I've seen clips of this show. I've never actually seen the whole show. If I see clips somewhere of somebody that I know or like, I'll watch a little bit of it. But the show itself, I've never actually watched. But no, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm not a big fan of wings.
Don't get much.
Oh man, why not? Wings are great.
I prefer a drumstick.
Yeah, I prefer. I won't say it, but
yeah, no. Hey, the chicken breast has got the best. He's gonna say, "Come on." He's gonna say he likes breasts best.
Well, you said it, yes. But no, it's just I don't think there's a lot of meat on the wings, and it just gets messy. And that's
half the fun. You got to have like the wet naps, and I can't do spicy because my acid reflux will kill me. But
can we bring can we get back on track, guys? Come on, let's get back on track. CinemaCon.
Well, we've been good for like the past half hour.
We have been really good. I know. This was a snack break where we started talking about wings. Let's get on to CinemaCon, where Warner Brothers brought some serious star power to Las Vegas for CinemaCon with Jason Momoa and Millie Alcock both there to talk about Supergirl. Here's a little bit of here's some of the photos. Let me get those for you, showing you what happened at CinemaCon this past week. And I don't know what you guys think, but I saw a bit of flack for Supergirl for what Millie Alcock was wearing there. saying that the symbol should,
Shocking.
like how dare she wear a symbol of something that most fans can't afford or something along those lines. It's like, seriously, come on, people.
Can I put out the thought that maybe we're not supposed to see images from CinemaCon?
Maybe.
And the reason why I say that is there's been my TikTok feed especially has been full of nothing but like leaks from the Avengers Doomsday presentation. And I'm like, CinemaCon is not meant for the general
public,
audience.
no.
It's meant for theater owners. And making it something it's not, I think, is a tease to the audience to the general audience that's kind of unfair. Like, none of us are gonna, it's entirely possible that Warner Brothers might fly you out one day, Steve. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying it's possible. But this is not a convention like San Diego or New York Comic-Con or C2E2. This is something specifically, and by having like influencers and such going and covering it, I think it's unfair to the general audience.
Agreed.
Can I just say, what is that symbol on her shirt?
I believe it's. Let me have a look for you. For some reason, I'm looking at it. I was going to say it's Coco Chanel. Yeah.
Oh, is it Coco Chanel? Okay. All right. I should probably.
Some people in the
that.
comments thought it was CinemaCon, but it's the Chanel. It's the Chanel logo, so it's obviously a label brand.
Is she doing anything for Coco Chanel? Has she done anything?
They may be a sponsor or something, but obviously they put the logo in the Superman symbol, the Supergirl symbol shape. So some people were like, feeling a little aggrieved by it, but a big deal. Anyway, they showed some interviews and photos from CinemaCon as well online. I'm just going to get you more of those photos. It looks like Jason Momoa came out riding he just got on and took photos with the Hog Lobo's ride. And they obviously had a panel there where they spoke about the film and promoted it. But they also had some interviews behind the scenes, and here's a little bit of some of those. This one is from Millie Alcock. Where is it? Talking about why she was terrified about fans seeing this film. Actually, that's but this little bit, this clip at the beginning is about her being messy.
So James has called your Supergirl a little bit of a mess. She's a little bit of a mess, right?
Yeah.
So what was like, I think, the messiest part of her that you really embraced and loved playing?
I think the messiest part of her is when we meet her at the very start of the film, because the film kind of explores her journey of overcoming her own trauma, and kind of finding her own resilience within that. So like the opening, the first 5 minutes is when she's like the messiest, I would say. Yeah.
So you can look forward to a very messy opening, supposedly. There was also Jason Momoa had something to say, and I'm just going to forward through to that as well. Once, bear with me.
Can I show you something? Speaking of
please.
painting.
I mean, it's great. She's amazing. She's super professional. She's funny. I get to have our relationship's kind of like she doesn't know who I am, and we kind of it's fun. We get to bust each other's chops.
Yeah.
So it's it's kind of fun, and then we show respect for each other, and there's a really nice moment. I don't want to give away too much. It's just
you can tell me.
It's just they're busting each other's chops, and throughout that, because I'm not a bad guy. I'm a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter to me.
So there's just a bit of the interview with Jason Momoa from that event as well, and you can see both of those videos in full at our website.
I like how he was about to reveal way too much.
Yeah, he wanted to talk about it.
I think he was.
And then we make out at the end of the film. It's really weird.
All right. There's DC Studios gave us a look inside the upcoming hardcover book From Comics to Screen, The Art of Supergirl, which shows us some of the interior artwork from this book, which is available to pre-order now on Amazon. That's the cover, From Comic to Screen, The Art of Supergirl. But some of the interior artwork or pages show us, the different costumes for Millie Alcock's Supergirl and how she dresses. There's Lobo, of course, and the pages there from the Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow comic book, which the movie is loosely based on or inspired by. So, if you're interested in how this movie goes from being from comic to screen, then that is a book you might want to check out. As I said, supermanhomepage.com has a link for you if you're interested in pre-ordering it. The book will come out, I believe, I think it's around June. Actually, no, it doesn't arrive till September 29th. But I guess there's probably some spoiler material in there, so it won't want to give away too much by showing you too many internal pages before the film comes out.
Is this book going to take forever, like the the art of the Superman 2025? Because that seemed to take like way too long to come out.
Yeah. Well, June, July, August, September. So it's like a good 3 months later that after the film's release, which I guess by that stage will probably be on HBO Max or Blu-ray DVD anyway. So it's probably a good time to come out with the digital release of the film. Speaking of the Supergirl movie, and we're just going to power through, we've got a collaboration with Joico Hair Care, which I guess is in line with the fact that the film is probably being marketed a fair bit to the female audience. They have the partnership brings Joico Hair Care together with the Supergirl movie. The campaign's theme is not perfect, powerful. And obviously they have some different Hold Hero hairspray, products that defy damage line. Anyway, there's a whole healthy hair looking stuff, which Michael probably out of the three of us could benefit from. But of course, it's all in the back there.
It's all in the back. It's like putting an elevator on an outhouse. It just doesn't really do anything. So
there you go. So that's some collaborations that we're seeing coming with the Supergirl film. All right, before we move away from movie news, that's all that we've got up for the Supergirl film, Man of Tomorrow, and obviously the 2025 Superman film. But looking back even further than that, saw an interesting article that we reported on that Anthony Hopkins, Sir Anthony Hopkins, if you don't mind, lost out playing Jor-El in the early 2000s. He was in line to star as Jor-El in Brett Ratner's Superman Flyby, and then that went the way of the dodo, and they decided to bring in Bryan Singer, who created Superman Returns, and he went with a dead actor in, obviously, Marlon Brando being reused, footage being reused and digitally enhanced to play Jor-El in that film. So Anthony Hopkins talks about that whole process and that experience in an interview that he did with Far Out magazine.
I remember that brings back the early 2000s and all the rumors and such that we went through for until we got to Superman Returns. Just saying he lost, like, was there like a contract? Did they have to pay him? Was it like a pay or play thing where he got to walk away? I'm just kind of fascinated because I've been seeing a lot of like interviews recently. Like just this morning, I saw one with what's his name from Matt Bomber talking about his experience on the Happy Sad Confused podcast, talking about it. So it's really weird that this is now like in the water again.
Yeah, it was interesting to see that resurface.
So he was supposed to be in Flyby, and that
Yes.
fell by the wayside. So when Superman Returns came up, was he supposed to play
No, I guess.
around them? No,
I guess the whole everyone had been looking at Flyby and Lives and then Returns as being that whole process of trying to bring Superman back to the big screen. And during that whole process, directors came and went, and scripts came and went, and obviously actors came and went. And so Hopkins was in line to play Jor-El, but when Ratner was dumped and moved on, they went in a different direction with Singer.
So
it's a good thing that
he went the whole
I was saying he wanted the whole
Christopher Reeve side of things.
Marlon Brando thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just think it's great that we lost out on a problematic director like Brett Ratner and didn't get a problematic director.
Very good. Nice. All right. Lastly, on the Superman movie side of things, we've spoken about the Smithsonian a couple of times over the last couple of weeks or couple of months. The National Museum of American History has added a piece of Hollywood history to its collection, this time with the artwork and marketing materials that were created for Superman for The Quest for Peace. The commercial artist Dan Guzzi served as the basis for the marketing material and posters, and that piece of art, original painting for that poster, has now been included in the Smithsonian's collection.
That of all the posters to have in the Smithsonian collection, that's kind of funny to me because it's been years since I've been to the Smithsonian, but I remember back in 1987 going to the Superman Many Lives, Many Worlds exhibition that they had for the 50th anniversary. So now I guess I have to go back and see the poster to Superman 4, which, kind of feels like a step down, but, I'll take what I can get.
Yeah. There you have it.
I mean, why not?
Why
it's
not?
Still Christopher Reeve. It's still Superman. It's still, and hey, I'm one who likes Superman 4. I mean, there's certain things that I really think are crazy in the movie, but I like it. So I certainly wouldn't mind to go and visit it.
There you go. All right. Continuing on, it's not movie, but it is James Gunn related. It is not necessarily canon, but the 4th episode of the Krypto Saves the Day animated series is both now on HBO Max and was posted on YouTube. And it's called Coastal Catastrophe. And here is a little bit of that video right now. Well, as that goes on, Krypto sees a vendor for hot dogs, goes to buy one. Superman actually gives him money to go buy one. And wouldn't you know it, a seagull steals his hot dog, sausage, and chaos ensues. So you can watch it in full at our website. It is the 4th in the 4-part series. And it has been confirmed that more episodes of Krypto Saves the Day are going into production. So that will continue on next year or later this year. So you can look forward to more Krypto.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that.
There you go. All right, let's get into some of our regular segments. We have the fan favorite segment to start with. Here we go. All right, the fan favorite question from last week is, what is your favorite Superman wallpaper, desktop wallpaper? We had a few people respond, but first off, we had someone who missed the previous fan favorite question that wanted to get in on that one. Michael.
Yeah, David Rustage wrote, I missed the previous week's question about a favorite T-shirt. I've worn this to a few conventions in the UK and have had several compliments from the guests, including Tom Welling and John Schneider. This qualifies it as my favorite. It has a U, so you know he's from the UK or from Australia. I am really enjoying your new fan interview feature.
Thank you very much. Sadly, we don't have one this week. The fan focus segment has been pushed to next week with Wonder, who will be our special guest for that segment, who is, funnily enough, the next respondent to the fan favorite question.
Yes, Wonder wrote. This is a bit more difficult to pick than I thought it would be, as I have big Superman folder, over 300 of which are desktop wallpapers. By the end, I just had to pick one and go with it, so here we are.
There you go. That is a great looking wallpaper. Thank you so much, Wonder. And we look forward to having you as our fan focus guest next week. All right, pushing on. The last person who responded this week was Celeste Sims. And Celeste said, I hope you are all doing well. I used to have a pink laptop until it died on me. Yikes. But I have a PC wallpaper that I personally love with Superman and Krypto. I really like it because it shows how special Superman and Krypto's relationship is, even though Krypto can be unruly at times. Thank you very much, Celeste. That is a cool wallpaper indeed. All right. Do you guys have Superman wallpapers on your computer right now?
Oh, dear God, yes. I have a folder that has 5 subfolders in it, separating it into Golden and Pre-Crisis, Post-Crisis, New 52, Rebirth, Post-Rebirth, Media. I didn't count, but it's hundreds and hundreds of images.
I do not know. I'm barely even on my laptop, so I don't.
No, most people are just on their phones these days. I do, like you, Michael, have a folder, and my Mac cycles through them randomly throughout the week. So I have when I come to sit at my desk each day, I have a different desktop wallpaper to greet me. Although these days, with all the things I have open in front of it, you barely get to see the wallpaper anymore. So yeah, I've always got got emails and the web browser, and then the text editor, and every application under the sun opened up in front of it. So I don't get to see them that much, except when it first opens up. But like you said, Mark, a lot of people don't even get on their laptop or their desktop much these days. So our new fan favorite question for this week is, what is your favorite Superman phone wallpaper? Have you got a background either on your lock screen or behind your icons on your phone? Let us know. Send us your images at the email address info@supermanhomepage.com. That's info@supermanhomepage.com. And we will show them off when we return to this segment next week. So get involved in the fan favorite segment. All right, let's push on to This Week in History. Here we go.
Come with me now, my son, as we break through the bars of your earthly confinement, traveling through time and space.
We're going to go back to 1956 to start things off with Superman's pal, Jimmy Olsen, number 13. Excuse me, as my dinner repeats on me. That's yeah, that's whatever. Superman. God, the 50s were weird. Jumping ahead to 1976, we have Superboy featuring the Legion of Superheroes in number 218. They are slowly trying. Yeah, don't look into that character that is on the cover. It's just best not to think about how culturally insensitive it is. Yes, and we also have World's Finest number 239, which is very dramatic. So I didn't know that Batman had a CPAP machine. That's good to know. I'm glad that we figured that out. I only say that as somebody who has a CPAP machine. 1986, we have Action Comics number 581. We have 2 issues away from the post-crisis era starting. So basically, they're hanging up the costume. That's not actually what's happening, but that's what I'm going to say is happening. 1996, we have Superman, the Man of Steel, number 57. It's a cool issue where Superman is dealing with tornadoes because he's all upset because Lois has left him and he's at home in Kansas. 2006, we have JLA Classified number 20. I have no memory of this story. My review is up on the homepage. And we also have Justice number 5, continuing the Alex Ross miniseries, which Superman appeared in. 2016, we have Action Comics number 51, which is part of the death of the New 52 Superman. Injustice Gods Among Us Year 5 number 8, which again is fighting for the longest title I'll ever have to say on this segment. Superman American Alien number 6, which
Yay.
I'm sure is I'm so happy to be talking about this.
There you go, Mike.
And yeah, you can, yeah. And Superman, Lois and Clark, number, I think I wrote 8. It's number 7. So we're almost to the end of this series. And of course, getting close to the 10th anniversary of Rebirth. So that's weird as well. You know, we have like the 10th anniversary of Rebirth this year and the 20th anniversary of Superman Returns and the 15th anniversary of the New 52. So
there you go.
Lots
Wow.
to talk about this year. In the real world, on April 22nd, Cassidy Freeman, who played Tess Mercer on Smallville, was born in 1982. In April 23rd, Cal Penn, who had a silent role in Superman Returns, was born in 1977. April 24th, we got 3 birthdays. Jack Quaid, who I was watching earlier today on my lunch break as I'm catching up on the new season of The Boys, was born in 1992. He was, of course, Superman on the My Adventures with Superman animated series. Richard Donner was born on April 24th in 1930, which is like, you gotta think, he was 40 years old when he directed the first Superman film.
Crazy.
That is amazing. And Stacey Heideck, who was Lana Lang on the Superboy television series, was born in 1968 on April 24th, and that is This Week in History.
Thank you very much, Michael. All right, so we've done the movie side of things. We've done our regular segments. Let's look now to the comic books, where DC released their July 2026 solicitations this past week. And we've highlighted some of the Superman-related issues that you can be looking out for come July. And some big ones, solicitations. We've got an anniversary issue. We've got Action Comics 1100. This is a obviously celebration issue, and it says here, in April 1938, a man faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, and able to leap tall buildings in a single bound, graced the pages of Action Comics #1, and the rest was superhero history. Now, together with the talents of writers Mark Waid, Joshua Williamson, Sophie Campbell, and Dan Slott, we honour Superman's storied career and turn towards his thrilling future, brought to life by all-star artist, talent of Skylar Patridge, Ryan Sook, Dan Mora, and Lucas Meyer. The Man of Steel has never looked better. So that's an exciting issue there, and a nice kind of tribute to all the different eras of Superman. We've also got Superman Annual Year 1000 #1. This at the end of DCKO, Superman became King Omega with the powers of a god, but after pushing Darkseid back to the absolute world, Superman rejected the heart of Apocalypse and went missing. Now the story of where he went can be told. So that's also coming out in July. And also that month, we also have this issue of Superman number 40. The villainous Manchester Black demands to be resurrected and thinks Superboy Prime knows how to give him his life back. But it's more than that. Manchester wants to escape the world of comics and come to our world. So there you go. There's some of the stories coming out in July.
Yeah, the Action 1100. It's fantastic. It seems like only 8 years ago that we were celebrating Action 1000. So
there's some interesting collections as well. There's the Silver Age Omnibus Volume 2 coming out. Has been solicited. So lots of good books coming out listed in the July solicitations, Mark.
Yeah, that Action issue is going to be a big issue to review. It's going to be a huge issue to review.
You're up for it, I'm sure.
I'm up for it. I'm looking forward to it.
Very
I'm
good.
looking forward to it.
Speaking of books coming out, Marvel and DC are joining forces for a collected edition of this. It's called The Dead of Night and Other Stories. It's a hardcover collection which collects the Deadpool Batman crossover, Spider-Man Superman crossover, Thor Shazam, and it's Jeff and Aquaman Infinity Comic. There's a collection of all the different stories that's put into this, and it will be coming to comic shops and comic bookstores later this year. So that's also out there. There's lots of merchandise, folks, that you'll want to have a look at as we wrap up this episode. They celebrated Superman Day at the DC shop with exclusive Man of Tomorrow artboard facsimile sets. They also, which has got the Jim Lee, the Mitch Gerards, and Jorge Jimenez versions of the artwork that have been promoting Man of Tomorrow, and a Superman Day shirt. Amazon has a whole collection of Superman Day shirts as well, which are still, I guess, usable for future years if you want to get one. There's some posters and artwork available. There's the Superman and Krypto fine art print by Sideshow Collectibles, which is available to pre-order now. This one is created by Eric Ilya. There is a Krypto replica collar available now. This is not something you'd actually want to probably put on your dog. It's more of a collectible than a wearable. But interestingly, they got the exclusive rights to the digital, version of Krypto, so they were able to mock it up physically, because obviously there was no physical Krypto to be used in filming Superman or in Supergirl. So what they did instead was they were granted access to the original digital files, and that allowed them to faithfully translate the design into physical object form, which you can also purchase from Factory Entertainment. So that's an interesting one there.
Yeah. Come on, why would you want to not put that on a dog? It's not like it would get trashed in like 30 seconds, depending on the dog.
Exactly. This one got a lot of attention from fans. This in-art Superman 1/6 scale figure based on obviously the Christopher Reeve version of Superman, and you've got the Clark Kent version as well. So you've got dual looks, and it comes with various attachables and costume elements. The likeness is not too bad, but it's gotten a lot of attention. I believe it sold out pretty quickly. It was like $285 for the standard edition. So yeah,
of course.
How much?
$285.
285.
Yeah, Beast Kingdom has different action figures available. Obviously, they got the Superman from 2025. They've got a standard classic Superman and a Henry Cavill version of Superman. Michael, you'll appreciate this one. This one is, Judge Luthor. This is from the McFarlane Toys Retro Wave 15 Super Friends 6-inch scale action figure. That's a pretty cool one. You can pre-order. There is a Mezco. It's got a Red Sun action figure that you might want to look into. There's a Supergirl print that's available from Sideshow Collectibles as well, while Kid Robot has a series of clings that you can attach to your windows, or have little plushes. So there you go. There's some great collectibles coming out, just powered through all of those. But again, links are up on supermanhomepage.com. Well, that pretty much brings us to the end of tonight's bumper episode of Superman Homepage Live. Hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. Thank you to my two co-hosts, Mark Lax. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, gentlemen.
And Michael Batley. Thank you, Michael.
You went to Mark first. It threw everybody off.
Just keeping things,
I was
fresh.
confused. I don't know. I don't know where I am.
Thank you to everyone who joined in watching live tonight. We really appreciate your company. Thank you to our sponsors and patrons, Douglas Meacham, John Patrick Van Pelt, Tina Murray, and Rick and Tanya Schutzau. Now, remember, if you missed tonight's show, tuned in late, the website is available the video is available on our website, and on our YouTube channel to watch back in full. But we'll be back next week on Monday, April 27th at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time for another edition of Superman Homepage Live. We look forward to talking to you then. Until then, be sure to check out supermanhomepage.com for all your daily news updates on everything surrounding the Man of Steel. I'm Steve Eunice on behalf of myself, Michael Bailey and Mark Lax. Thanks for watching Superman Homepage Live, brought to you by supermanhomepage.com. Good night.